Good afternoon, everyone. This is Barry with Christenson Transportation and a fresh segment on safety takes priority. Some of these I do positive things, and I praise the drivers about the lifestyle we have to live and the conditions and the traffic and all that stuff with being in this industry. And I try to, not always be the Monday morning quarterback, pointing out things we could have done different, but some days it's just amazing. So today's topic is not the nice, friendly, positive. It's called Scale Your Loads. So 2 days ago, I get a call from a driver that says, yeah, I got an overweight ticket, but it doesn't go on my license, so it's no big deal. But it's $200. Well, $200 pays a lot of scale tickets, and $200 of scale tickets is deductible from your taxes, called a business expense. $200 in overweight tickets are $200 in overweight tickets. Then I find out, so I can track this stuff, right? I go back, and because when we use the CAT scale app, it says here's all the scales. There might be one a mile away this way. There might be one mile and a half that way. They're all over the place. And so many times I see that drivers are getting scales. They're telling me that they're going to this scale right here. Well, it just so happens that scale is en route, so it's the easiest scale to get to. The problem is there's a scale house before the scale, so it makes zero sense to try to drive on by people that are going to weigh you to get to the weight place. There might be one the other direction, a mile and a half, and I'm sure it's an inconvenience, a half a mile further. But if you're overweight when you go to the scale house or the CAT scale, you can go right back to the shipper that's now en route and get reworked and get legal before you cross the actual scale house. So that's a novel idea. But the real funny thing is, I guess it's funny, probably wouldn't be funny or I wouldn't be doing a video, but it's all tied to your fuel ticket. Drivers aren't paying for these out of their pockets, otherwise they would realize the cost of them. But it's tied to their fuel tickets. It comes out of a settlement, and if it's a company expense, we pay it. So there's no excuse for company drivers to run around and not scale their loads. It shows me who's scaling. So when somebody says, well, I was going to do the scale, I always scale, and I go up here, and I run a report, and I find out that the one that got the $200 ticket has never scaled a load on a fuel card, and that since that person happens to be dedicated account, that customer pays the scale ticket. So there's no reason not to do it. So, when you get an overweight ticket, please don't tell me you always scale and this was the one time you didn't, because all I got to do is run a history of it and see that you've scaled once in 40 loads. The thing is, quit being lazy, scale your loads, get legal. There's a reason we have these. It's called bridge laws. We got to set them right. We don't want to put undue stress on the bridges. We don't want to put undue stress on our equipment. And we don't want to be over gross, which is the real issue, which is we're not even supposed to have that much weight on the truck, much less redistribute it differently so we can get over the bridges. It's a safety issue at some point. So when drivers say, well, it doesn't hit my CSA, it's not really a ticket, it's a fine. Why the heck would you want to blow your money when we pay the damn tickets? We pay the scale tickets. Or you write them off your taxes, but just to waste money and take a chance is laziness. That's all it is. They're all over the place. Spend 5 minutes. You're going to spend a lot more time getting a ticket at a scale house, having to rework the load. If you can't rework the load by sliding your tandems because they've loaded it incorrectly, you're going to have to pay somebody to come out and do it. And, half of these things, we've gone through 3 states prior to getting pulled into a scale house. So now we can't go back to the customer. They're out of the picture. Now we got to pay somebody to do it for us. So there's no positives for guessing and hoping and praying that your truck is legal. Go get your load weighed. Save yourself time and headache from the ticket and the reworking and all that. Save yourself from talking to me probably, but quit it. You know, come on. This is rookie stuff, and we're not rookies here at Christenson. So next video may be positive. Today's is not. Quit it. I like positive.